Greetings, Benjamin J from Ben's Trains with another in the series. Well, a follow-up on that Lionel 8042 that arrived, and it's up and running. Now, I've just stuck this on a 16-car consist. It's on track 3, so I've got 16 Lionel cars. I've got the original tender. Now, the tender was broken. I had to repair it. And the tabs are broken off on the rear that hold the shell to the chassis, and the front screw is missing. So a couple small drops of 5-minute epoxy, that's repaired. And as far as the 8042, it does smoke. I haven't really tested it any great amount yet, but I got a couple of puffs of smoke out of it. Anyway, it's running forward and reverse, 10 bucks on eBay. The guy was selling it for parts, and I have absolutely no idea why. Anyway, just put it on rail 3. We're going to take this around with 16 cars. Let's see how this goes. Lionel 8042, running in reverse, running forward, pulling 16 Lionel cars. So I have no idea why he listed this as parts only. This locomotive is running just absolutely perfectly. I put a couple more drops of mineral oil in it. We'll see if it's going to smoke. Thing's been sitting for a long time. I might have to put a couple of drops of alcohol in there to get some of that dried oil off that wick in the smoker. But so far, so good. It's slightly smoking. I doubt if you can see it in the video, but it's slightly smoking. You can smell it. But as you can see, this locomotive is running just perfectly. That's pulling 16 Lionel cars at 50% power. So that's actually quite impressive, considering this was $10. Like I said, I have no idea why he would list this as parts only. Even the headlight is working. And so far I've done nothing to it at all. Nothing. So it seems to be running just absolutely perfectly. So, no idea. Quite a conundrum. No idea why he would list this as parts. But that's exactly why no one bid on it, because he had listed it as parts only. That just, I have no idea at all why. But as you can see, there's nothing wrong with this locomotive. It runs forward, it runs reverse, it's complete, it's smoking slightly. Probably need to blow all that stuff out of there and really saturate that with oil. We'll see. But a few light wisps of smoke coming out of it. Of course, this thing has not been run in years and years and years. But so far, so good. This locomotive is running quite well. Like I said, a few wisps of smoke coming out of it. So the smoker may come back to life. The only way to tell is to run it and find out. But the locomotive is running splendidly. There's no problem with it at all that I can find. And that's running really, really well. 50% power, pulling 16 full-size Lionel cars. And just running perfectly. So I have no idea why he had it on eBay for parts only. That just doesn't make any sense to me. So anyway, as you can see, it was well worth the 10 bucks. There's no doubt about that. And other than adding 1 drop of oil to the gear, I have done nothing to this locomotive at all. A few drops of oil in the smoker, like I said, you can smell it, but it's probably going to take a while for that to start smoking. A couple of quick drops of epoxy on the tender to get it repaired, and the locomotive is up and running, forward and reverse. As you see, it's missing the traction tire, but that's easy enough to replace. Anyway, this locomotive is running splendidly, so no idea why he had it marked for parts, but I'm glad he did. I was the only bidder on this. $10. Absolutely amazing. So it runs nice, it looks nice, there's no damage to it at all. A bit of scuffing here, but that's easy enough to fix. I can have the paint touched up in a matter of minutes. The tender, basic plastic tender with a steel chassis. But even so, $10 for both of them, and the locomotive is running with no problems that I can find at all. Even the headlight works. So, no idea why he would have this marked as for parts only. I just scratched my head and I have no idea why he would say that. And of course, that's why no one bid on it. No one figured it would run. I bought it just for the parts. And you know, you always take the chance it might run. If not, you can tear it apart. And there's more than $10 worth of parts in this, that's for sure. But in this case, I've done nothing to it at all. Nothing. Repaired the tender with 2 drops of epoxy and put 1 drop of oil on the gearing on this locomotive. And that is it. It's running forward, it's running reverse, pulling 16 cars at 50% power. Pretty difficult to beat that by anyone's standards. This locomotive is running just absolutely splendidly. It does need a traction tire, but I can make one in just a matter of minutes. So anyway, just want to do a follow-up video on this Lionel 8042. As I always stress, don't overlook the junk. I was the only bidder on this, and the guy had it listed as parts only. And I just have no idea why. This locomotive is running just absolutely splendidly. 50% power, pulling 16 cars. Headlight works, forward and reverse. No damage to it at all. So really difficult to say why he would list it the way he did. But anyway, I just want to do a quick follow-up video. This locomotive was definitely worth the $10. So like I said, I'll add some more oil to the smoker, see if I can get the smoke generator going. And in the meantime, I'll just run it and see if there's some hidden problem that hasn't become obvious yet. But I sure don't know what it would be. This locomotive is running just absolutely perfectly, and I've done nothing to it at all. You know, I figured it would be dead as a hammer since he had it listed as parts only. I have no idea. I mean, that's a head scratcher, and no doubt about that. I have no idea why he would list this as parts. But he did. Anyway, just wanted to do a quick follow-up video. I'll be running this the rest of the day. So Lionel 8042 with its original tender, $10 on eBay. I was the only bidder. I gotta say it again. Don't overlook the junk. This thing's running just absolutely splendidly. So as always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.